Hey guys, it's Nova, and welcome back to The Legend of Korra. It is actually a day from when I recorded episode 1 and 2. Realized I really need to give myself a break. Not to mention that after I watched the pilot episodes of the series, I actually went to watch something else, so yeah, I kind of needed to space them apart. But that works because now I have something to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into episode 3. Was not expecting a narrator recap, but I appreciate that. Also, the revelation, that sounds foreboding.
Hey, Bolin, is that you?
Oh, hey there, Shady Shin.
Well, that's not
Heard
suspicious.
you're a big-time pro bending player now. Not bad.
Thanks.
So listen, I got an offer for you. Lightning Bolt Zolt is looking to hire some extra muscle.
I don't know, Shin. Mako told me to stay away from the triple threats.
Your brother ain't the boss of you. It's just a little security work. Nothing crooked.
Your name is Shady Slin, or whatever. Nothing crooked.
You game?
Hold on.
You here, bro?
Sorry, I know I seem to have a tendency to pause a lot, but I don't really like to talk over the dialogue if I can help it and then end up missing something. I'm the more I think about it now, it actually makes a lot of sense how they could have modernized so quickly, I guess you could say. Because if you think about it, Aang and Katara, they roughly would have been about maybe 13, 14 when the series ended. Aang, I think, was 12 when the series started. And if you assume that it took about a year or so for the events to unfold, it, you know, they probably would have been about 13, 14. I don't remember if Katara was older or not. But the point I'm trying to bring is Katara is now an elderly woman, so with adult children and grandchildren now. So you would think that, I don't know, like 40, 40 at the least, 60 to 70 at the most. That, like how many years would have passed between the end of Avatar and current day. And that is still a pretty big jump to go from almost, I wouldn't say medieval settings, but a time where technology was really rare and sparse to having sprawling cities and cars and things of that nature. Like, it's kind of crazy to think that. But thanks to Mako just now, it actually makes a lot of sense because if you think about it, once the nations stopped squabbling with one another and banded together, they could make some pretty cool stuff. I mean, I would have never had thought of a firebender using their lightning abilities to, like, I originally thought that he was using it to as a blowtorch to like smelt something. Not smelt, but but he was actually using it, and he said it was a power plant that they were working at, so they were generating power or something. So again, my earlier thoughts back in episode 1, where I was like, how could they have cars already? But you know it wouldn't have taken much effort. And then too, Toph is like the one that invented metal bending, so it kind of makes sense for them to be this modernized so soon after the events of the first series, with the radios even and everything. Now, I'm kind of glad that they don't have televisions, although I wonder if that's something we'll see eventually. But they have radios, we already saw that they have cars. They had those lamps or dirigibles in the first season. Not first season, the first series, but it's more common now, I guess you could say, because before I think the Fire Nation was like really the only ones that had it. I don't know, it was just something cool that I just kind of wanted to talk about and not, you know, miss anything. But let's get back into it.
Light on your feet.
Nice, Korra. Very nice.
Ooh, he's cute. Korra, is that the handsome firebender boy that drives you crazy? Does he drive you crazy in a bad way Or does he drive you crazy like you like him?
Oh my. Whoa!
Oh, hey, Mako.
I mean,
Seen Bolin. Nice to see you too.
I'm sorry. I'm glad that they're airbenders because otherwise she would have just straight up killed him just now. Holy crap. Korra. Way to make it, you know, painfully obvious that you probably do like him to some degree. Holy crap. Habu, Momo, Aga, Appa, the parallels. I mean,
Something's not right. There are
wow.
usually thugs posted out front. We better be cautious.
She's probably just gonna, yeah. I was gonna say she's probably just gonna open it, but that's very forcefully opening it.
Bolin? You in here?
Motorcycles even? Whoa, okay. That... Oh, that's not... Okay, yeah. I'm starting to think that this was a deliberate setup now. Because, what's his face? That comment he made at the end of episode 1, that Amon guy, Anon guy, he seems to have some special plans in store for the Avatar, because he already doesn't like benders, so the fact that you have a bender that can do all of them. So I'm wondering if he sent that guy to particularly get Bolin, because somehow they found out that he was friends with her. Because it just seems a little too, coincidental, you know what I mean? Wait a minute, that's the thing? No, they can't be, like, related to Ty Lee. It's probably, like, a common thing now, being able to do that. What is it, like, chi or something? Like, they're blocking her chi? Because I remember Ty Lee kept doing that to Katara and Sokka, even though Sokka didn't have powers, he couldn't move his arms. Or, yeah, like, he couldn't move his arms and legs after she did that.
Can I ask what happened to your parents?
Yeah, I was wondering that too,
They
actually.
were mugged by a firebender. He cut them down right in front of me. I was 8.
Okay, can you stop, please? I just wanted to pause, goodness. That's kind of messed up if you think about it, because he can firebend too. He literally has the same bending abilities of the man that took his parents. Like, that's gotta mess with your head at some point, if it doesn't already. Wow. That also makes me wonder now too, because I know I talked about this last episode, but I mean, I guess in a way that does kind of answer my other question, because I was wondering if his parents were benders, but I mean, that still doesn't necessarily mean anything. Like, they could have just been bested by a firebender, but I'm starting to think that they probably couldn't bend at all, and that's how they got killed. You know, like, they could have still have been benders, but then, you know, they got bested and, you know, they got killed that way. But it seems more probable that they had no way to defend themselves, and the firebender took advantage of that. But man, that's really messed up. I wonder if that's going to be brought up at some point later. This guy's real. Wait a minute. Wait, 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 wait. I've only seen one other person do this, and that was Aang, back in the series finale, when he was going through all this inner turmoil about what to do about Ozai, because, you know, the air... Whew. this has me concerned because the air nomads, their whole philosophy was not killing others, trying to do things, you know, peacefully. In fact, that was like Aang's whole thing. He always tried to evade and go about things in a non-lethal way. And everybody, by season 3 was like, no, you're gonna have to kill Ozai. It's the only way you're gonna be able to end this war. And in the end, Aang was able to still achieve both. He was able to defeat Ozai without killing him, and the way he did that was basically what this guy just did. So this is kind of concerning because an ability like that, you would think somebody would have to be really, really, well, shoot, now I feel, well, I don't want to say I feel bad, but here I was thinking this guy was just being a fanatic. Like, originally, when this guy was introduced, and then just now, before this, excuse the pun, revelation, like people like in these kind of roles, these type of antagonists, their main power is using fear tactics and trying to divide up the people. And he clearly has like a lot of non-benders, eating up his words. And basically where I'm trying to go with this is that without all his smoke and mirrors and without looking oppressive, he really isn't. His bark is worse than his bite, so to speak. But now that he actually shows that he can do stuff like this, it's concerning because you wonder, like, how far is he going to take this? Not to mention, Korra's going to have to be careful because if she gets in range of him and he tries to do that mess, that's not good. Not to mention, I'm still trying to wrap my head over the fact that he knows how to do this. He was saying the spirits taught me or showed me the way and yada, yada, yada. It's almost like Missandre from, I know I'm pronouncing her name wrong, the Red Woman from Game of Thrones. A lot of people and even characters within the show were like, oh, she's just full of nonsense. She doesn't know what she's talking about. But then you have these few instances here and there where you kind of go, okay, there might be something behind this Lord of Light that she keeps talking about, and you kind of wonder, should you be more scared of her than you originally anticipated? And that's the vibe I'm getting from this guy. I originally thought he was just going to be an antagonist in the political sense, but this is kind of concerning. This is kind of concerning. Also, I know this is somewhat off subject, but in a weird way, he actually reminds me a bit of Starlight Glimmer from My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. Because, not similar backstories, but kind of close. In his youth, he had an experience that made him regret, benders, and he wanted to do away with them. Similarly, Starlight Glimmer had an incident where, I don't want to really mention the story in case there's people who haven't seen it themselves and plan to, but basically she had a scenario in her youth where it made her resent ponies that had cutie marks, and she wanted to basically change that. So it's kind of a weird parallel right now. This is really concerning. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of concerned now. I have a feeling Bolin's gonna be okay because it's super early in the series. I don't think they're gonna go all Game of Thrones on us and make it where he actually does lose his power. I keep saying powers, it's really abilities. But I don't know. The show has a darker tone to it versus Avatar. Not saying that Avatar didn't get dark, but I have a feeling, I don't know. I'm kind of concerned. That's all I can really say right now. I'm kind of concerned. Nope, 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 nope. Come on, Steam. Come on. Come on. Also, why doesn't he try to, like, earthbend right there to, like, throw him off his feet? Like, hello? I can understand the other guy because he wouldn't have had access to water. But you're a freaking earthbender. What was preventing you from throwing what's-his-face off his feet? I kind of had a feeling she was going to be the one to save them. But yeah, get them out of here quickly. You can bend! What are you doing? I want to be on your back.
Thank goodness. I was just about to send out a search party.
Please tell him what's going on. You need to be scared.
Korra, what happened? Did you find your friend?
Please tell him.
I was at an Equalist rally. I saw Amon.
What?
He can take people's bending away. For good.
That's impossible. Only the Avatar has ever possessed that ability.
Thank you, that's what I was saying. Something's wrong.
I don't know how Amon has achieved this power, but this means the revolution is more dangerous than ever. No bender is safe.
For real. Oh man, see, that's what I was saying earlier. I know I paused like 1,000,001 times.
I challenge you to a duel, if you're man enough to face me.
Korra takes on the most dangerous man in Republic City.
Korra, this is madness.
I have to face Amon alone.
But will
That's
Korra's first
retarded.
battle be her last? I received your invitation, young Avatar.
What in the world? Like, I can't even. But Tenzin said the same thing that I was trying to understand. Aang was the only one that did that because that's what he did to get rid of, well, not get rid of, but to defeat Ozai. So this is really, really concerning because what does that say about this guy, you know? Like, that is very dangerous. And then we saw in the little sneak peek of the next episode that Korra, like a dingbat, well, I shouldn't say a dingbat, she's doing a Steven Universe move, for lack of a better word. She's trying to take the fight to Oman, but that's super, super dangerous given who she is. Because if she loses her bending abilities, then, you know, balance is going to be completely thrown off balance. And kind of interesting too, you have the two, I don't want to say parallels, but two very similar backstories. Both Amon and Mako / Bolin lost their parents because of firebenders. Now, I don't know if, well, I doubt he knew he was a bender at the time, or even was going to be able to do anything to stop the guy that killed his parents. But what I'm trying to say is, it's just kind of interesting because, again, I kind of talked about this earlier, but I always, well, and I shouldn't say always, I wonder now if Mako somewhat resents being a firebender because a firebender is what killed his parents. But similar to what I mentioned in season, I keep saying season, episode 2, where I was talking about how I found it weird that Tenzin was so against the pro bending, the sport, you know, aspects of people using their powers for sports. And I was saying how at least they're doing something more, not productive, but positive with their powers versus, you know, the few examples we've seen so far where people have been trying to extort non-benders by intimidating them to give money or whatever, or they would have to suffer their wrath. It's just interesting, basically, how someone who lost their parents from firebenders was able to go one way, and someone else who also lost his parents to firebenders decided to go another way. It's just kind of interesting how the two essentially started off on the same path, and then they met the fork in the road. One decided to, I guess you could say, better himself, and the other one is trying to basically go, like I said, Starlight Glimmer, and try to make everybody the same and equal, even though it's kind of weird too, because he's the type of villain that, in a weird way, and in some aspects, you could sympathize with his reasoning, you know, but at the same time, no, you don't do stuff like that. And it's, wow, this guy is serious bad news though. And again, I don't want to, it's like I kind of don't want to jinx Korra, and this is not Game of Thrones, but at the same time, I don't know what to expect with the show anymore, because they could do a curveball and make it so that Korra really is in danger of losing her powers, or that she does lose her powers. You know, I would assume she obviously gets them back before the series ends, but this is turning it out to be a bit of a roller coaster. It's weird. He's a revolutionary, but he's like a terrorist at the same time. That's a terrifying combo. I think too why this also speaks to me so much is because, you know, I live in the US, and I was a junior in high school when 9/11 happened, and I actually went to school in Lower Manhattan, so I was right there when all that happened. So I don't know, like, I never was really into politics and stuff as a kid, and I'm still not into politics now, but I don't know, like, the themes of the show is really resonating with me now. Like, I think it's probably a good thing that I didn't watch the series when it first came out, because I think I would have been put off by all of this. Now that I'm older and more mature and understand certain things, I can kind of appreciate, I think, the story better. Not to mention, it kind of makes me speculate and try to predict what's going to happen next. I honestly don't know where this could go. I mean, we already know Korra is going to try to fight this guy, but is she going to come out on top? Will she actually somehow lose her powers and then obviously get them back? Are they going to be casualties? Like, I'm kind of wondering now. You know, we got Bolin and we have Mako, you know, right on the screen here. But are we going to actually, like, lose them? Like, are they going to actually die at some point? You know, before the series is over, or even before the season's over? Like, I don't even know what to expect anymore. Are we gonna lose Tenzin? Like, I don't even know anymore. Wow, I legit don't even know anymore. And with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to get into the next episode. So until next time, guys, take care.